Hello and welcome to this video. What this video is going to cover is about why 40% of nurses could be gone by 2029 and why every nurse needs a plan B. Now, this infographic we're looking at on the screen comes directly from the National Council of State Boards of Nursing's 2024 National Nursing Workforce Study. They surveyed 800,000 nurses. Okay, you can see that right here. And their infographic puts it pretty plain and simple. Is that out of those 800,000 nurses that they interviewed, 40% indicate an intent to leave the workforce by 2029. That's potentially 1.6 million total nurses. Okay. Now, I'm not running up here going, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. 40% of nurses are definitely going to quit their job by 2029. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that that's what they tell researchers they intend to do. But still, that's a high number. Now look at this. Supporting information here. 138,000 nurses left the workforce since 2022. And they have their top reasons down here for leaving the workforce, including stress, burnout, workload, understaffing, and a couple other ones you can see there. But it's not all doom and gloom, of course. 88% of licensees actively involved in nursing, which is an increase over 2022, a sign that employment levels have rebounded slightly. And my question is, how long is that going to last? Because, there are many, many different factors that lead folks to leave the profession. And I love what I do. I've been a nurse 23 years. Love it, love it, love it. But Mother Nature, Father Time, and circumstances can change. And what I'm saying is, I'm working on, and have been working on, I have a plan B that works for me. Um, and I think it's really important for anybody watching this video or anybody in general to have that plan B rolling before they get to the point where they need it. And they're looking around going, well, I'm done doing this. Now what the heck do I do? That's a terrible place to be, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, you could be working someplace that you absolutely love and it's great. So I'm looking for comments from both sides of the fence, meaning, have you seen some of this? Look at this infographic, look at the reasons folks do get out, and let me know in the comments. You don't have to be super specific about where you work or whatnot, but in general, what you've seen and heard from your people you are working with or have worked with, in general, the good and the bad both, because I'm very, very curious. I know what I've seen over my 10 years as a nurse, so I'm just curious what your experience is. Are people leaving? Are they talking about getting out? Are they cutting back their hours? But also, are you hearing that certain things are good? I would like to hear both sides. So, like I said, it's not all bad news. And I'm not saying nursing's disappearing, because as long as there are people that need taken care of, the medical field will have people that do the caretaking. That's not the point. It's the thinking about leaving part. Now, the plan B, like I said, I got thinking to myself when I saw this, I'm like, wow, what if someday I'm one of them? Because honestly, I'm not getting any younger at this point. And, Mother Nature and Father Time can be cruel, and circumstances change. You just never know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, maybe you love where you work. Maybe you stay in nursing till you retire. Awesome. That is the dream. But what if it changes for you? I want you to think about that. Do you have another option? And that's really all I'm talking about when I say nurses should have a plan B. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you what yours should be. I've got mine, of course. You can see that below if you care to. There's a link. But I'm also, an important link for you is the infographic from the NCSBN that I'm putting right here on the screen, will also be in the description. Don't take my word for it at face value. Go poke on that link from the NCSBN and look around for yourself so that you can see it with your own eyes. So, like I said, I figure there's just something to be said for figuring out your plan B while you don't need it. Because waiting until the final day is probably not the best time to start figuring out what comes next. So feel free to pop stuff in the comments. Let me know, good, bad, and otherwise. You can keep it general, of course. Does that 40% number surprise you? And more importantly, if you feel like sharing this, do you think you will still be working in nursing in 2029? And I know a lot of that stuff's personal, so you can keep it general and vague. We all know about privacy practices, so on and so forth. I have to speak to that. Be responsible. Keep private things private, but let me know what you think. I'd be very, very curious. Again, I hope this video kicks something into gear into your mind. I hope it inspires you to get your plan B before you need it, whatever that may be. So thanks again for watching the video. And if this was valuable, like, comment, subscribe to my channel, mash that bell icon. And I appreciate the time today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.